Imagine spending 40 years in the wilderness. The promised land is right before you, but there's a giant obstacle in your way, the fortified city of Jericho. How do you conquer something impossible? This is the story of Joshua, a leader called to trust God completely. After Moses' death, God chose Joshua to lead his people. But imagine the pressure, guiding an entire nation and facing powerful enemies. Then God gives him a powerful promise. Be strong and courageous, for I will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1 verse 9. But could Joshua really believe this in the face of the impossible? Jericho was an impenetrable city. Its walls were so thick that chariots could ride on top of them. But then God gives an unusual command. March around the city for 6 days. On the 7th day, blow the trumpets and shout. Imagine what Joshua must have felt. How could something so simple bring down a fortress? The Israelites obeyed. Imagine what they must have thought on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd day. Nothing happened. Were they being mocked? Would this really work? Sometimes, faith seems irrational, but God wanted to see their trust in action. On the 7th day, when they blew the trumpets and shouted in faith, it happened. The walls crumbled, not by human strength, but by God's power. The impossible became reality because Joshua and his people fully trusted the Lord. How often do we look at our challenges as unbreakable walls? God teaches us that faith requires action, even when we don't understand everything. Just like Joshua, maybe God is calling us to trust and obey, even when it seems impossible. Are you willing to take that step of faith? If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And remember, no wall is too big for God.